الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وبعد. So, how many missiles and drones? 500? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 100, 500. The Jews have been attacking the Iranian groups in Syria for a number of years. In the past 2-3 years, close to 2,000 attacks. How many? 500 drones, 2,000 attacks on Hezbollah, on the government of those Kafir Alawi regime in Syria, Assad and his. You know what they worship? I can't say it. You think about it. And the Iranians, the Shia, they devastated the Muslims in Iran, our Iranian brothers and sisters. They've been devastated. They are equal in their being our brothers and sisters, like our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Equal, no distinction. Hundreds and hundreds of attacks. Iran was telling Hamas leadership, you just start and we're behind you 100%, Don't take it the Islamic way, take it the Roman way this way. Because, the Roman way, when the emperor said this, it means death. When the emperor said this, it means life. The opposite of what people do today. Just, you start, and Hezbollah, we have 30,000, how much? 30,000 missiles, and this and that. And Iran has 200,000 missiles and drones. October 7, today, let me check. October 7, 2023. April 16, 2024. Iran did nothing. Death to America, death to Israel. I was in America when all this was just going on, and when Khomeini went back to Iran, and what happened after that? Death. 2 countries Iran did not fight until today. America and Israel. No war. None. Skirmishes here and there happens all the time. All the time. And using agents and other people to do your war happens all the time. America did it so many times, Russia, China, all other, the big shaitan, the big evil devil. But Iranians, they never fought America. Did you hear me well? Iran never went into war with America. None. Zero. This is the English one. The Arabs invented it. Zero. Actually, the other Arab zero, just a dot. Also, the Arab invented it. Zero. None. They did not fight Israel. Period. So, what happened? 33,000 Muslims in Gaza were killed since October 7. Devastated. Systematic destruction. Killing, shelling, planes, missiles, bombs, tanks. Whatever America and the West can give to the Jews, they got it and they used it against our people in Gaza and also in the West Bank. Don't forget. All this devastation, you were supposed to, those Arabs, they don't want to help the Palestinians, they don't want to fight. You mean you fought? Well, we understand the Arabs long time ago. I'm a Palestinian, brothers and sisters. I know the story since I was young. Not this big, I mean, bigger, but I came to the conclusion the Arabs do not want to fight the Jews. Period. Use any period you like. This one. They don't want. We know that. But you came and said, death, death to America, Quds, Al-Quds brigades, Qasim Soleimani, who, by the way, said, there is a recording, all this talk about fighting the Jews and Al-Quds is only talk. Our real agenda or aim is the Wahhabis, meaning Saudis. They want Mecca and Medina. They want Mecca and Medina. So you're telling me you're better, you're different because the Arabs. Well, Lebanon is on the border with Palestine. They have sent tens of thousands of those heartless Shia, Ja'fari, Lebanese murder criminals, gangs to kill Muslims in Syria for more than 8 years now, close to 10 years, about 8 years. How come you didn't send like a couple of hundred just to show the Sunnis are here? You know, we're Shia now. There's no difference between Sunni and Shia. A couple of hundred sent to North Israel so that some of the army concentrated around Gaza. The Jews are not worried about Jordan or about Syria. They're not worried about Egypt. They're not worried about Iran or anybody else. They just can't. Well, do something there. Just shooting some missiles. Well, Hamas doesn't have a fraction of the missiles that Hezbollah has. How come the missiles are just reserved for the Muslims in Syria? They're kill. And they're having the weapons sitting on them. Hopefully, literally, sitting on them, but la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So how come you didn't send a fraction of the soldiers you sent to Syria to kill Muslims there? Let me sit up, because this chair is comfortable. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Iran says 200, 300,000 missiles. How come you've been silent? Don't tell me you sent the Houthis. The Houthis are drug addicts. You know, you see that, huh? Well, I can see it even. You need to put a balloon here to make it look what the Houthis are doing when they're, cutting on the cut. Okay, they stopped because Americans and British, they hit them hard. Okay, what happened? Iran is not far from Palestine. You know why? Did you look at the maps that they were showing? Iran, Israel, Iran, Israel. They're not far. Because apparently they sent all these 500 drones. You shoot them there, you go there. And, okay, what percentage of them actually fell on the Jews? I can't believe the Iranians, what they say. And when I say the Iranians, in this case, I say the Ja'faris. They are the killers of our Muslim, Iranian, Persian brothers and sisters in Iran. You can't believe them. They're liars. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah said that among all the Muslim groups, the Shia invent things in their religion and take what they invent as their religion. The most lying group, according to Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah. So, 400, 500 drones, you have 200,000 missiles, according to people, unless you give them all to Putin, your help, your support, you're happy that Putin is shooting your things on the Ukrainians. Again, you shoot them there, they go there. So apparently they're close. They can shoot all these missiles. Also, Iran is literally the occupier of Syria and to a lesser extent, Iraq. Iraq, they are not bordering Palestine. Syria is. Syria does border Palestine. Lebanon does border Palestine. Now, for the past 8 years, at a minimum, the Ja'faris in Iran are sending droves of gangs of Ja'faris to Syria. Eight 8 million Muslims from Syria were kicked out, either internally or they went all over the world, especially to Europe. 8 million in Turkey. 8 million. So they come and they occupy. They did and are doing to Syria, what the Jews did to Palestine. They just kill, and then they come and sit, and that's it. Who's going to take them out? All these, Allah knows how many of them are now, they're settlers in Syria. They're not interested in Palestine. So Syria, you have so many of those Iranians and military leaders, groups. What are they doing there? They're attacking more Muslims and occupying more areas there. And they're plotting to do things in other countries against Muslims. But they have done nothing against the Jews. Muslims. I'm going to talk to the Muslims here in 2 languages. Some of the Muslims who deserve what I'm going to say now. لا تكون عبيط ولا هبيلة. Don't be a fool or naive. لا إله إلا الله. Those who deserve it. See, you understand? So don't quote me about other than this. That those who deserve this. So they help the Palestinians. The Palestinian people, they helped them with nothing other than promises. They gave them those, missiles. Shoot it there, they go there. But nothing else. How come they didn't send a few thousand of those settlers, Ja'fari settlers in Syria, to go to the border and fight so they can relieve the pressure on the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank? Ask yourself. Don't come and say, look, those Iranians, those Houthis, they turned out to be, more courageous than the Arabs. Based on what? Well, what happened to the Houthi missiles? What happened to the 200,000 drones and missiles sitting in Iran? You're just shooting them at Muslims, sending them to the Houthis so they can kill Muslims and Syria and the Hezbollah. What happened to those tens of thousands of missiles sitting in Lebanon, Hezbollah? They haven't fought the Jews. Yeah, Muslims. There is a reason Allah put the brain here. It's on top so the brain can give the instructions to the body below it. Some Muslims need to use it. Naive. All this tens of years, they never fought the Jews, never helped the Palestinians. And now what happened? I need to sit for this. My chair is comfortable. What can I say? Maybe that's the only thing I can really use for my back problems. Anyway, alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. So, did they shoot those 500 drones? I mean, those Ja'faris in Iran, from Iran this time. Well, the Jews have been bombing them around 2,000 times in the past few years, like 2002, 000, in Arabic, 2000, and the zeros, the Arabs invented them. No, I'm not going there. Anyway, did they shoot those when the war against Gaza by one of the largest, strongest armies in the world, supported fanatically by the West. Did they shoot those 500 missiles to relieve the brothers and sisters in Gaza? I'll give you options. Like, we're in America, tests mostly the question A, B, C, D. So I'm going to give you as much as I can with the A, B, C, D. A, yes. So they shot early on in the conflict 500 drones to relieve the brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters, who are not brothers and sisters to the Ja'faris, they're Sunnis, they're kuffar to the Ja'faris, to relieve them. A, yes. No. B. So A, yes. B, no. C, yes and no. D, no. Choose which one. So what happened? Why did they shoot all these hundreds of them? Because the Jews attacked the Iranian consulate in Syria, killing 15 of the biggest criminals, those military men who have been organizing the assault on Islam and Muslims in Syria. Among them, one of the leaders of whatever group that they're Al-Quds. Al-Quds is there. Al-Quds is not with the Wahhabis. I guarantee you. I went to Saudi, did Hajj, did Umrah. I didn't see Al-Quds there. It's there. I saw Al-Quds in Palestine. You're fighting Muslims all over the world, but you're not fighting the Jews. Death to America never happened. Death to Israel never happened. So they shoot those 500 missiles at the Jews just because they lost those criminal military Ja'fari men who were killing Muslims in Syria. Do you understand, yeah, Muslim? It wasn't for you, Palestinians. Those are watching Jazeera, oh, look what happened. Okay, so what's next? They didn't shoot these missiles because of the assault on Gaza, because the Jews attacked their consulate. Do you understand? Palestinian people. They didn't do it for you. Ya Habibi. Ya Habibi. Ya Habibi. Didn't do it for you. And those 500 missiles did absolutely nothing to help our people in Gaza. Because the Jews, supported by sleepy Biden, awake when there is Zionism, they are going to go to Rafah. 33,000 already dead. And you're worried about your 15 stinking military men, Ja'faris, who say the Quran was changed, who say that the companions became kuffar after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who celebrate every year what the Ja'faris are saying about Aisha, that she is the cow that Allah ordered to kill in Surah Al-Baqarah, who accuse Aisha of committing zina. That's why they sent our missiles. It wasn't for you. So don't you send me any of those videos where it says, look what happened. What? We don't know what's happening. It's either those are being intercepted, or Allah knows what happened to them. It's just because there is damage here, it doesn't mean there is damage in all the 500 locations, or the same locations that received all these incoming drones. We don't know. You can't trust the Jews. Isa alayhi salam, Jesus said about the Jews in the New Testament, your father is the devil. He was a liar from the beginning. So you can't trust the Jews. You can't trust Biden, who said that the Hamas people cut the heads of young Israeli children and threw them there. His own office said that's a lie. He wouldn't apologize because he's a damn criminal. He's a mal'oon, damn, filthy, khabith, wasakh, kafir, mushrik, criminal, and a Zionist. He said that. So, what's going on? This is what we need. For the Ja'faris, I need to sit up again for this. And I'm not advising the Ja'faris. If the Ja'faris have any brain left other than there being, where Muslims? I can shoot Muslims, kill Muslims, and call other Muslims, tell them, hey, we mad America, mad America, mad Israel. If they have any brain, and they already send people to die for their causes all over, from Yemen, to Lebanon, to Syria, to Iraq. They're not sending their own people. You don't see mullahs fighting in Iran, in Iraq, or the Iranian mullahs, fighting in Iraq actually, or Syria, or Lebanon, or Yemen. They're just sending other fools, Ja'fari fools. Well, why don't you recruit 1,000 Yemenis, Houthis, with a promise of lifetime support, lifetime, whatever, support of Qat. We're going to send the Qat before, and then we'll send you there. Go infiltrate to the Jews and fight them to relieve the pressure on Gaza. You know why? You know why. Don't become happy. They shot those drones. Not for you, Habibi, though, for the 15 military men who died. And then Iran told the people when just before they promised to retaliate, but they told America, they told the Jews through different ways or whatever, through the Swiss or who knows. They're in contact. Don't you ever think that the Iranians in Iran, the Ja'faris, who are not Muslims, the Iranian Ja'faris are not in contact with America and the West and with the Jews. Don't you ever think that? So they told them, it's just a one-time retaliation. We don't intend to retaliate more unless you attack us more. See? They already told them. And the Jews were not like, the Arabs are sitting there, like, sitting there. They told us they're going to hit us. What? Let's talk about the great leader. Great leader, he met with the ambassador from whatever and greeted them, sent a letter to the country to congratulate them on their national day and this and that, and then they get hit. The Jews were not, they were waiting, anticipating all these things coming, and the Americans supported them because the Americans are, and I'm willing to support this with so much evidence, the Americans are the occupiers of Palestine in reality. The Jews are just a little nation. And if the Americans tell them, hey, stop it, really, they will stop it. Because they know their money, their weapons, their support coming from the West. Palestine is a small country. They don't have, even if they wanted, they don't have that capacity to be a big nation. And they aren't a big nation. But hundreds of thousands of reservist soldiers, and so many of them are running away. They don't want to fight anybody. They don't want to fight Gaza. They're being shot in Gaza, being killed right and left by a population that doesn't have a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of another fraction of many more fractions of the weapons the Jews have. See? I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the Quran and Sunnah. They make us smart. The enemies of the Quran and the Sunnah and the companions of Muhammad and the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam cannot justify their false religion by shooting 500 drones against the Jews for killing 15 of their men. You see, this doesn't justify their religion. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين وعلى من سار على نهجه واتبع طريقته وهديه إلى يوم الدين.